It's John. It's
That's right, in case you hadn't figured it out. Hey, welcome aboard, folks. You're listening to Shannon on Radio TFI, radiotfi.com, and on the Radio TFI streaming network, including YouTube, Twitter. Who the hell else knows where we might be? So I am in the Central Command Center in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm here and ready to rock and roll here, folks. Sitting in the executive chair here off to my left is my lovely spouse, the wonderful Diane McCarty. Say hello, Diane.
Hello, Diane.
Why did I just know you was gonna do that? Why did I just know? So it was time for me to get out of here and do a little bit of a show. If you're a fan of Just Killing Time, what we do here on Radio TFI throughout the network, well, Just Killing Time will return here sometime in August. I ain't 100% sure. Maybe if my partner Ed is watching or listening somewhere, he'll give me an idea when we're going to start. But hey, until then, we'll figure it out. We got a few topics on our plate here. Of course, we have the issue with Trump's Gestapo, better known as ICE, coming in and basically abducting people off the streets, especially in the Los Angeles area. So, yeah, we got to do. We're dealing with that, and hopefully, hopefully, people will be able to get that to stop. Then, of course, if you hadn't also heard it on the news, the big news, of course, is the hubbub that MAGA is having over the Epstein files, if you were seeing if there is a connection between Jeffrey Epstein and our orange weasel, the one and only Donald Trump. So the world is wondering if is the Attorney General gonna release the information? Who knows? I don't care, to tell you the truth. It really doesn't matter if she does release it and Trump's name winds up showing up, which I'm afraid that it's not going to be released anyways because it's going to incriminate Trump. And of course, all of his faithful minions in the White House aren't going to want to do that to him. So we'll see. But MAGA, which is, it's funnier than hell, MAGA has completely turned on Donald Trump. So this is, it's going to wind up interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So, in other words, of course, the ICE agents and other federal agents are harassing people and whatnot. And there was a gentleman who decided to get up and follow and see and basically record where they are, basically to turn that information on and let people know where ICE is lurking. So I'm gonna throw a video at you here that will let you know what's going on here with this gentleman here that was following ICE agents and trying to track them a little bit. So let's give this here a listen.
Breaking news. President Trump has just announced he is renaming the San Andreas Fault. It will now be known as Joe Biden's fault, like everything else.
No. 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 Nope. Nope. No.
You've been following us this whole time.
Nope. I'm not getting out of the car. Not getting out of the car, and I'm not opening the window.
What's going on? You've been following us this whole time.
I sure have. Yeah, because you tried to kidnap some people in my neighborhood. I'm not opening the car. Don't break my window, dude. You don't want to.
Is there a problem? Why are you following us?
I don't want you to kidnap my neighbors, man.
Enforcement.
I don't want you to kidnap my
Is
neighbors.
there a reason why you're following us?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you from kidnapping my neighbors. I want to warn them if you show up. What's up, guys?
Is there a reason why you're following us?
I'm trying to see where you're going if you're kidnapping my neighbors.
Go ahead and leave.
Go ahead and leave, huh?
Leave.
Why?
Leave. blocking traffic. Leave.
I'm blocking traffic?
Leave. Okay, let's go. Oh, hold on. Hey.
What?
Roll down your window.
No.
Roll down your window.
Can you call these guys off?
Roll down your window. I'm not ICE.
Can you call these guys off? I'm afraid of these guys.
I'm not ICE.
I get it.
Okay, listen, I'm not ICE. I'm Federal Protective Service.
Okay.
I'm a peace officer in the state of California.
Okay.
Can you roll down your window?
It's down as neat. I can hear you. You can hear me.
What's going on?
I followed these guys out of my neighborhood because they tried to abduct people without showing any identification, and then they pulled me over here and started drawing guns at me.
Okay.
I followed them at a very safe distance. I was not intimidating them whatsoever.
Okay, so yeah, just stay out of their operations, all right?
I did not interfere with inner
Just
operations.
don't block traffic, okay?
I'm trying not to block traffic. They're the ones who stopped me.
Okay.
Thank you for diffusing this. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sorry, no, I just pulled in here as I saw.
So that guy was following ICE, and they kind of stopped him and whatnot. Then the federal police rolled up on him to to figure out what was going on. Hey, but hats off to him. He was actually distracting the ICE agents from basically abducting a particular neighbor of his. So good for him. He's doing his part here. The federal courts have handed down some blockage as far as Trump goes. So we've been getting help with that. So I'm indeed happy that they are pitching in and doing their part there, if you will. All right, folks, if you're listening on Radio TFI, I have no phone to work with here. So you can, if you're watching on TikTok, watching on YouTube, you can always go in and send a message here. I'll get that. I'll try to reply to that. If you're watching on Twitter, you can send a tweet or a DM to me, and I'll read that over and see what kind of conversation we can map out. So once again, just killing time. That'll be back here in August. We look forward to getting that going. So speaking of Trump, the man we all like to dislike, if you will, we got something looked like something actually a little bit lighthearted. This sounds like this might have come from Saturday Night Live back a while ago, but hey, check this out.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, folks. I'm Donald Trump, and there's two things in the world I love: a good deal and a good meal. Join me at Donald Trump's House of Wings. Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy, you know our wings will fill you up. Trump, if you want a place with awesome chicken wings, yeah, Donald Trump's House of Wings.
Well,
I figured
steal that off of social media before it disappeared. So fortunately, we got that under our arm here, and pretty entertaining actually. I'm sure the Orange Weasel will find it kind of embarrassing anyways. I don't think he's laughing or smiling about that if he's seen it. So I don't know. What do you think? You sent that to me, Diane. What did you think about it?
I thought it was funny. It was an old Saturday Night Live sketch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought you might be interested in it. Maybe you could use it, so I sent it to you.
Well, it's hereby used.
Okay. I saw that. Yeah.
It is indeed hereby used. So, all right, folks. I got one more thing that I think you'll find interesting here, as our my partners in crime here. Of course, they are older than I am. They should actually remember this. So let's give this a shout from back in the school days when our kids would never understand any of these old rules. Here we go.
School rules from the past that would be unbelievable today. Corporal punishment was commonplace. In many schools, teachers were allowed to physically punish students for misbehavior. Rulers, paddles, and even belts were used to discipline children, sometimes in front of the entire class. While some places still allow it today, most schools have banned it due to concerns over student well-being. Left-handed students were forced to write with their right hand. For decades, being left-handed was considered unusual, and teachers often encouraged students to switch to their right hand. Some students even had their left hand tied behind their back, or were repeatedly corrected if they tried to use it. This outdated rule caused frustration and difficulty for many students. Girls couldn't wear pants. Many schools didn't allow girls to wear pants. Even in cold weather, dresses and skirts were obligatory, and some schools even had rules on how long skirts had to be. It wasn't until the late 20th century that these rules changed, allowing girls to dress more comfortably. Mandatory patriotism rituals. In the past, many schools required students to participate in daily patriotic rituals, such as reciting pledges or singing national anthems. In some cases, choosing not to take part could lead to disciplinary action. Today, while these traditions still exist, most schools allow students the choice to opt out based on personal beliefs.
well, I've been
told by my illustrious co-host here, Mr. Ed Van Nuys. No, I didn't say Ed Van Nuys. There's no chance in hell. But he said that that video featuring the Trump chicken was not SNL. It was Weird Al Yankovic that came up with that. But who knows? It's interesting nonetheless. There we are. How you doing, Ed? Haven't heard from you for a while. You enjoying your vacation? Waiting for his reply here. Because I know he's watching on his huge big screen TV. I just know that. So, anyhow.
That video was quite normal.
What was that?
That video was quite normal as far as kids being disciplined.
Oh, the school.
Catholic grade school. because I was left-handed, I got smacked on my left hand a lot with a ruler by the nuns. You were told that if you were left-handed, you were called the devil's child.
Well, you went to a Catholic school, though, too, did you not?
Yes, I did. Like I said, I went to a Catholic school, and that's what they did.
Ed has corrected me from the message that he sent. He said that the Trump chicken was indeed Saturday Night Live. Thank you for the clarification there, Ed. I appreciate the hell out of it. So, yeah, I didn't, when I was in elementary school, I didn't go to Catholic school, so I didn't have that issue as far as being a lefty. Nobody tried to correct me. I mean, yeah, they mentioned it, but they did not try to stop me from writing with my left hand there. And also joining me here in the studio is the infamous cat who likes to clean her ass on camera, Miss Bella, and she has up and decided to be the studio cat. So can't see her now. Sometimes she'll hang out in the window. Sometimes she'll hang out in the little chair here that's off to behind me and to my left. So anyhow, let's see what I can mess with next here. I find a lot of good videos on TikTok. And this was here I found as a young man that was getting into an argument over a podcast over MAGAs. So let's check this out.
Fuck it, I'm gonna say it, bro. Dude, the only reason why you support this shit is because you're racist. Absolutely. 100.
Racist?
Yes, racist. You heard me. Do I need to spell it out for you?
Because I like Americans?
Oh, wait, if you liked Americans, then you'd support mass amnesty because it would lead to better material conditions for Americans by making the economy better. You can't say that you support mass deportation because you like Americans, even though you're acknowledging in the same breath that you'd be making the conditions of Americans worse by weakening our economy, reducing average qualities of life, increasing poverty, thereby increasing crime, also reducing the efficacy of the economy by reducing the productivity of our manufacturers, and excommunicating 12 million consumers, meaning that American companies would grow at a slower rate.
So there you go, folks. That gentleman's name was Dean, by the way. That's all I had here. But he was getting into a little roughshod discussion with a MAGA member, as I like to call them, maggots. So I want to bring one of my favorite talk show hosts, Rachel Maddow. I'm going to bring her into the picture here real quick.
The death toll from the catastrophic flooding in central Texas has now reached 104 lives lost. That includes at least 28 kids, many of them girls who'd been staying at a summer camp along the Guadalupe River. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing tonight in central Texas. About 5 million people were still under flood watch as of about an hour ago tonight. Part of recovering from this historic and horrifying disaster is, of course, understanding whether we were ready for it, whether we could have done more. This was exactly 4 weeks ago at the Texas Tribune. Quote, staff vacancies hit Texas weather offices as they brace for a busy hurricane season. This was May of this year from KEYE in Austin. Warnings, fears of impacts of staffing cuts at National Weather Service. This was from even earlier, from April, from KXAN in Austin. Head of local weather warnings takes early retirement as NOAA cuts continue. That one's about the person in charge of coordinating weather warnings at the local offices of the National Weather Service for this region where the floods just happened.
Well, there you go.
It's that's Rachel Maddow explaining what was happening with the situation in Texas. That was, I tell you, there's one thing I'm curious about with that. If they had any warnings issued, I'm assuming the staff that was on hand there did indeed try to warn the public about the flooding. We got Diane and I had got to talking about it a little bit, and I wonder if people had heard the warnings, whether they were sirens or whether it was some alert that was sent to a phone or what have you. It makes me wonder how the residents in the area, how people that were either living there or in that Riverside area camping or what have you, if they would have reacted it, would they have taken their precautions? Would they have gotten up on a higher ground? I worry about that. As you well know, you hear a siren or you hear a weather warning, whether it's a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning or something like that. I wonder, how do they react? Do they stop what they're doing, get down into lower ground into a basement or whatnot? Do they find shelter? I don't know. I have a feeling that some people hear these warnings and basically just ignore it. You have to wonder if the camp counselors or camp staff, if they heard that, if they heard a siren, how would they have reacted? So,
It would have given everybody a better chance, even if everybody didn't want to take cover. The ones that would have wanted to take cover, it would have given them a chance. Also, I heard on the news that the girls and the kids in the camp were not allowed to have
cell phones,
yeah, they weren't allowed to have their cell phones on or not allowed to have their cell phones or whatever the case may be while they were in the camp. Well, if the parents, personally, I don't think that's right. But then again, they also said the cell phone service around there was not good. And anyway, but even if it was, if you still had a rule like that, what if the parents had to get a hold of you in an emergency? Or the kids had to get a hold of the parents in an emergency?
If anything, they should have not only technically allowed it, they should have set up Wi-Fi for the kids to hook their phones up to.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that, they had the opportunity to have a warning system. But the problem is the government of the county
Didn't want to pay for it.
No, it wasn't that they didn't want to pay for it. President Biden's administration
That's
had
right.
offered them the money, and they turned around and they refused to take it because it was from Joe Biden's administration, and they thought Joe Biden was a criminal and his family was a criminal, and they weren't going to take the money. So, and not to mention the fact a lot of the residents that they talked to, we watch the news a lot because you like to stay informed.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, a lot of the people they were talking to that survived were saying that they were trying and been trying and telling, the government of Texas and the people that were in charge, county people, etc. We need a warning system here. This river floods over and over and over again. This is a continuing thing. And we need to be warned because of this, because it could be disastrous at some point. You can't just treat it like, oh, well, it's going to happen because it happens all the time. What the hell? You don't do that. We're talking about people's lives here. And then you got somebody like that puppy killer bitch, Kristi Noem.
Yeah, I know her well.
And, and she turned around because of some stupid rules she made up. And then she turned around and took her 3 days to call in FEMA. And she's sitting there telling everybody on these news programs yesterday, well, they acted quickly. No, they didn't. They didn't come in for 3 days because you didn't call in for 3 days. That was your responsibility. That was your responsibility. And the only reason you were really there was to get yourself on camera for PR value. And in the meantime, you got people that have over 100 and some people dying, including kids. You've got over 100 people and kids that are still missing, and you're turning around. And what are you more concerned about? Asking your fans what picture that you put up should be the one for your portrait in the Capitol building in the Dakotas, wherever you were supposedly governor or whatever the hell up.
Yeah.
That's all you were concerned with. You're only concerned with your hair extensions, your Botox, your lip fillers, your $60,000 gold Rolex, how your continual costume changes. My God, you change costumes more than Cher does at a goddamn one of her concerts. And yes, Ed, I'm cussing a lot, but I'm allowed to. I'm not on your show.
We do not have the swearing jingle here.
Well,
issuing a you're fined 1 credit. We don't do that here.
No, we don't. And believe me, Ed, I love you to death. But you know me well enough to know if I'm going to express myself, I'm going to express myself anyway.
Why do you think I brought you on board?
Oh, I know. But the fact of the matter is, that's all she was interested in. Trump comes on Friday. A reporter asks him, oh, well, what about the families? The families are wanting to know when they're going to get help. Families are wanting to know what's being done to find the people that are their family members and friends and blah, blah, blah. And what does he do in his press conference? He calls them evil. He says the families are evil.
For wanting information.
Yeah, for wanting information, the families and those people are evil. And it's absolutely ridiculous. All Governor Abbott did was praise him so much. I was looking for a stewardess for a barf bag, for crying out loud. It was so sickening.
Yeah.
And then he also brought Dr. Phil with him. Oh, come on. Didn't the guy lose his license, 1910 or something?
I don't know that he ever had a license, did he?
I don't know if he did either. But I thought I read somewhere, I could be wrong, but I thought I read somewhere he lost his license a long time ago, yet he still carried on his show.
Yeah.
So, giving people advice and everything. It's like, oh, please.
I can call myself Dr. John. If he can call himself Dr. Phil, I can call myself Dr. Shannon.
You know, it's like for crying out loud. You know, you're giving advice to people. It's just like, what? You can't even get your own life together. You know, and you're telling other people how to live theirs. Yeah, that's real good there. Real good example.
Exactly.
The fact of the matter is, they're not doing anything. They've cut FEMA. They're not doing anything to help these poor people. They're saying, well, the states are responsible. In the meantime, they cut more funding and more money than normally goes to the states. And the states can't take care of it because they got enough on trying to take care of day-to-day stuff. So give me a break.
Well, just wait till hurricane season pops up.
We're in hurricane season now until November.
Well, until we start getting some active tropical storms.
Well, yes. Not to make, yeah, that's just it. That's just it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. These people are not getting their help. And then ICE comes in, and the president of Mexico was kind enough after the way Trump.
That's right.
And everybody, you know, in the administration has treated her, said some horrible things, throwing tariffs on her and threatening her and everything else. She still sent some people from Mexico to come help. They've been coming helping people. In fact, the sheriff of Kerr County said he's going to do everything he can to help those people
get visas and.
Yeah, because they saved his family.
Yes.
And, you know, they saved his family, and he's very, very grateful. He was going to see about getting him green cards, and then ICE comes in and goes to arrest him. And what does Abbott do? Oh, yeah, get him out of here. They shouldn't have crossed the border.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, excuse me, sucker, but you're not doing anything to help anybody here. You got people dying right and left. You've got people still missing that you don't even know if they're alive or not. And they're probably, even if they are, wondering out there, is somebody coming to get me while they're clinging to a tree or wherever? And you're turning around, and even California, Governor Newsom sent some people to help out.
Yes, he did.
And you're not, you know, again, look at the way he's been treated. And he's turned around and sent people. And, you know, these are the only people coming to help. You're not doing anything about it but sitting there kissing Trump's ass, acting like you're just the best thing since sliced bread. And people are dying right and left around you. Give me a break.
Tell me something, honey. How good is sliced bread?
I don't know. You tell me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, you know, there's people out there dying. You know, this administration, they've cut people's Medicaid, they've cut people's Medicare, they've cut SNAP benefits, VA, research on diseases. You got a guy in charge of the health department that did 14 years of heroin intravenously, running around. Oh, I think I'm doing a great job here in this department. Doggone it! You know, we haven't had any problems. Yeah, you know, no problem. You know, no problems with measles. Yeah, right. There's 1,300 cases now, I believe, or something like that of measles.
I don't know, but there's a lot of them.
And somebody here in the States has gotten the bubonic plague and died. Did I hear that? So, oh yeah, you're doing a real good job. People dying right and left. You know, this is absolutely, even Mike Johnson has said in next year, if the Republicans, or the Republicans I like to call them, don't get back in office and the Democrats take control of everything, he's even said Trump's term will be over within less than 2 years. Even Mike Johnson has said that. And he's one of the biggest Trump kiss asses there is around there. So, you know, it's just getting really, really bad. And things are getting cut, and people are going to be dying right and left. People can't afford their medication. Older people can't afford their medication. They can barely afford to keep a roof over their head.
I still, even though I'm disabled, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I don't know. It has to do with the counting in Madison County here in Ohio. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we will definitely see. I may be disabled, but I definitely am able to make it to the polls. So I'm going to make sure that there aren't going to be any Republicans I'm going to be voting for as senators and representatives of this district and this state. But I'm going to take a time out here real quick. In the meantime, allow me to bring you to Meow Street, USA.
What gives you the ick?
He made eye contact while dragging his butt like full lock. No shame, I never recovered. He purred through my trauma dump like I'm sobbing about declawing and he's vibing. He didn't bury after littering. Said he was feral at heart. I dry heaved. He hiss laughed. Like a snort, but worse. I woke up mid-yawn and ended it right there.
She meowed during dreams. Full-on sentences. I couldn't sleep. I felt spiritually trapped.
He left a dead moth on my mat like it was romantic. I'm allergic to wing dander.
They don't rotate scratching posts. That's narcissist behavior. How you not think about shared cloud hygiene?
He blinked with both eyes at once. Not slow, not flirty, just closed face. Ick.
She kneaded with no rhythm. I'm talking jazz, elbows, zero sync. I felt emotionally violated. She sat right on my mirror stair towel. That's sacred space. Unhinged behavior.
Yo, these cats got standards. If your crush icks you out, trust your tail.
There you go, boys and girls. That was Meow Street, USA here. It may indeed be a feature of Just Killing Time a little bit later on. I can hear Ed saying, "Oh hell no," he's gonna say. But knowing him, but I found it funny, so nonetheless. So, well, folks, it was a hoot. I'm glad I was able to bring this here for you. But I've been on the air here for 45 minutes already. My ass is already getting tired of sitting, so I'm going to go ahead and clear the hell out of here and take off until later. So at that point, I thank you very much for joining me here. Again, I look forward to seeing you here on Radio TFI and on this YouTube and Twitter network. I look forward to getting together with you all again. For Diane, I'm John. And remember, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. See you later.
Sore from sitting in a chair.
What's that?
Getting sore from sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Are we taking off the t-shirt or are you wanting to leave it on tonight?
We'll see. I don't know.